Hi everyone, my name's Anne-Marie. Welcome to this card making project. In this project we're going to use a couple of Anna Griffin's gorgeous Easter and Love seasonal products, but we're not going to make an Easter card with them because I just want to show you that you don't have to use them for Easter. You can use them for all occasions. So everything I do use I shall put in a detailed list on my blog as normal. Please check it out because there's so many different projects on there. There's something for everybody, whatever your cup of tea. There's lots of tricks and different techniques in heat embossing, things to do with so many of Anna's different items. There's over 400 Anna Griffin projects alone. And then last year I did a tricks and techniques set of 31 videos, which I've been asked over the last couple of weeks, can you do one how to emboss, can you do one how to... They're all on there, so please check it out. If you've got anything to say, any comments, please feel free on my blog or Facebook. I can't reply to you on YouTube though because there's a glitch on my account. So that's our housekeeping over. Now it's time to craft. The card that I'm going to use for a base card is a 7x5 inch card. And I know I use it all too often, but it is my favourite size of card. It's ideal for beginners and advanced crafters. This is an ivory card. And just to give you perspective at home, this is our cardometer. This is something I've designed to give you an idea of size of different cards. So the largest being the A4, or if you're across the pond, the A3. And then the A4 folded is the A5, and so on down the scale. But this is our important one here, the 7x5. It's a good size of real estate for adding papers and embellishments, etc. It's not too big to be daunting and it's not too small to be lost. So I just think it's a good size. I've used my bone folder to make sure that I've got a nice sharp crease along the edge at the top of the card, for the simple reason when they're made in the factories and they're given a score line, they're not creased there, and it just makes it look a little bit more professional if you make sure that's a nice sharp score. So we're going to start with the inside of the card. Now the inside is very simple and I've only done 3 things. I've taken one of Anna's Easter and Love layers, and it's the smaller size in the set. You get 2 sizes. And I've taken one of the stamps, it's a floral stamp from the Easter and Love stamps, and I've stamped around the edge with the floral stamp, and then I've stamped in a coordinating blue colour, sending lots of love in one corner, so you can just see that there. And then I've got double-sided tape on the back, and this is going to be our insert. So this is a nice simple one that's fancy with not a lot of work to it, but it just makes it look like you've taken that extra bit of time and trouble. You can still write on the centre even though it's a pattern card. If you were worried about that, all the card stock in the layer pack is double-sided, so you could have used the coordinating colour on the back and done that, but I thought the pattern would look good. And that's our insert complete. Very quick, very easy, and it will go perfectly with the outside. So now we can turn our attention to the outside, and I think you'll like this one because we've got a nice little cutting technique in it as well. So for the base layer, I'm using the same layer that we used for the outside in its full size state. I've got double-sided tape on the back of it, so you can see also that's the double-sided colour. So if you'd preferred to use the plain card for the inside, you could have done, but I've used the pattern. Likewise, I'm using the pattern for the front as well. And I'm just going to pop that on the front of our card, and because it's 7x5 in size, it sits perfectly on the front. Our next layer is a die cut that I've cut from Anna's Fretwork 1 dies, and I've cut it in Anna's metallic gold cardstock. I've got a little bit of wax paper on there because I've got tape on here just in two places, which are going to be the perfect places to stick it down, because you can't see, well, it'll be covered up, so you won't be able to see where the tape is. So I'm simply going to pop that on the through the centre of our card, like so. So the tape will stick that down, and we can cover the tape up with our next layer. Now, I will say that I've actually embossed that as well. So I've die cut it, taken it through once, and then I've brought it out of the machine and I've taken it back through with the embossing mat to get that gorgeous embossed detail on the edges. So our next layer is the same card as we've used for the background, and this was the smaller size, same size that we used for the inside. There we go, just to show you. And what I did was I placed it on the centre, and then I trimmed off the edge. So you can see I trimmed that piece off. Don't throw this bit away because we're going to use it. So we're not wasting anything. So this section, again, I've got double-sided tape over it, on the back of it. And I am simply going to pop this through the centre of our card, and I'm going to try and get it fairly central. I'm going to go from the bottom because I can't see the top from where I'm angled, and I'm just hoping I can get it roughly central, like so. Not too bad. It'll do for now. So that's our next layer. Now, some fancy cut work in the next layer. In the Easter kit, the layers from Anna, the Easter and Love, I've already mentioned there's two sizes, and the designs are the same in the smaller size and the larger size. And some of them, there's a couple of frames. This is one of the daisy frames in the smaller size, and what I've done, because I want it to fit this card and it's too big, I've trimmed it, I've trimmed the edge away because I want this fancy edge, and then I've made a cut straight through the middle because I want this to fit on our centre piece of our card. So that means even though this didn't fit this size of card using it this way, I've made it fit. And then I'm going to piece the two bits together like so. And then, do you remember the scrap we had for this layer where we cut it down? I've got double-sided tape on that, and I'm going to pop that through the centre across where the two joins were, so we can still see the daisy edge, but we're hiding the dividing line between the two pieces. So next, what I've got are some of Anna's floral stickers from the Favourite Flowers 2 sticker collection, and I'm just simply going to add just a touch of wet glue on the back, and I'm going to add the flowers, one very central and then two at either side, and these are the roses, the pink roses. So we've got the trio of roses, and then we've got the single roses. So I'm going to just do the same at the other side because, you know me, I quite like symmetrical. I'm trying not to be symmetrical with everything at the moment, but I've failed dismally on this because I thought this was perfect to be symmetrical. So I can add my final rose at the other side, like that. And then I've got one of the sentiment stickers from, this was an old collection, it was the Birthday Wishes stickers set from Anna. And all I'm going to do, again, peel it away from the back, like that. I'm just going to add a little bit of liquid glue, and I'm going to place it over the tail ends of the roses and hide the tail ends like that, keeping it central. There we go. Hoping it's straight. Yep, nice and straight. And then I can finish it off with a little gold bow. Now I can either pop my bow at the bottom or pop it at the top. And I think, just for something different, I'm going to pop it at the top, because I think that's just something a little bit different at the top. And that's our card finished. Very pretty, very ornate, and very quick and easy really. We've got the die cutting on the layers, and then we've got the simple mat and layering through the middle, making our layer fit, and then our florals from the favourite flower stickers, and a little bit of stamping from the middle. It'll stand up nicely. Definitely a mantelpiece pleaser. And just pointing out the ornateness of the layer with the frame works so well with the flowers, and it's just a pretty card. And I hope you've enjoyed watching how I've made it, and I hope it gives you ideas of how to use your Anna stash, because I know we've all got a stash, and there's certain things in our stash that we don't want to use or we can't bring ourselves to use. And I just hope that I show you ways that you might want to think, do you know what, I'm going to use that. I've sat and looked at it for 6 months and now I'm going to give it a go. And that, I think, using the Easter layers is, you know, the perfect way to go, because you might think, well, I never create Easter cards. What can I do with them? So obviously this isn't an Easter card, but it's used the Easter layers and the Easter stamps. So I think it's a good option. Give it a go. Let me know how you get on. Let me know if you've got the Easter and the Love sets, because, you know, they will work for so many different occasions. Please share, you know, any of my projects with your crafty friends. That'd be great. Please give me the thumbs up. If you've got anything to say, feel free. Just not on YouTube because I can't reply. And I just have to say thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. So thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time.